Hello, it's the 25th of May and I'm going to be showing you again around the garden. Now a lot of things are growing and a lot of things are growing fast at this time of year. However, we have had to wait for a break in the rain to be able to film this video. So it is a little bit later than what I would have wanted, but we were caught up with the rain. So this polytunnel, you might recognise it from previous garden tours, and well, it was empty the last time you saw it with a whole bunch of mushrooms. And as you can see, I've got tomatoes growing all the way up this edge, coming to here, and then we've got a couple of cucumber plants here. And not only have we got them cucumbers, but we've got a massive row of cucumbers here, which is, well, it's just exciting. And they are growing strong, they're growing well, and they're growing big. And I actually also have put in some basil plants in between the tomato plants, and some of those are doing all right. And again, we've got the odd unwanted mushroom, which we could eat, but compost material is what I use them for. And as you can see here, I've made a little bit of a makeshift invention, as some of my lettuce plants were getting eaten. So I've hung it up in the polytunnel, hoping that the slugs are not Spider-Man, and hopefully they won't be able to get in it. Okay, so we're just progressing on, and in here you might have recognised this from the first garden tour we did, and this is my hotbed. It's got a whole bunch of seedlings in it, and this is just my area where I put my seedlings. They're nice and safe in here, and that does get nice and warm because it is like a mini polytunnel. And there's a load of manure underneath here, which is composting down, ready for future use as well. There you can see some lettuce and some onions and some sweet corn and a few sunflowers down here. So, and actually we've got a few marigolds here as well. Look as though there's a little bit of pest damage on them, so I may have to try and sort that out. So let's go ahead and close the lid on that, and we'll take a look at this polytunnel just here. This is also the carrot bed, or a carrot bed. It does need a little bit of weeding. I haven't been in it yet because I don't want to release the smell of carrots, and it's been quite windy recently, so more reason not to do that yet. Got a little bit, just real quickly, we've got a little bit of a herb bed there just going on. I had that sort of cover anyway, so I thought, well, I'll just pop it on there, not that it needs it. Anyway, let's go take a look in this polytunnel. Okay, so there's a few different things going on in here. Again, we've got some more cucumber plants growing up, these ones. You probably recognise this bed, and it had our first and second earlies in it. Here's a little clip of me harvesting those. Now, once I'd harvested these potatoes, I went ahead and just put a little bit of chicken manure in, and I've put in some beetroot in between the cucumber plants. And then this is sort of a multi-species bed, if you want to call it. And here we have some peppers that I had left over. So yeah, just another crop, a bonus crop after them first and second early potatoes. So this is my lettuce bed. But it's not only my lettuce bed, because it has also got peppers in it as well. So what I'd done is I put lettuce in here earlier on in the year, and then my plan was to put the peppers in between the lettuce. And so that is exactly what I've done here. And I harvested some of this lettuce yesterday, and well, we are inundated. We have so much lettuce, it is ridiculous. And I've got more out in the other bit of the garden as well, which you'll see in just a moment. But yeah, I'm liking this sort of interplanting technique, and they seem to be growing really well, so we'll just have to see how that goes. So just quickly to touch on this, we've got a few carrots in here, a little bit of I think they are onions in there, but they're just bonus things that I thought I would just pop in. And in here we've got some parsnips. They're growing, I mean, they look fantastic on top, so hopefully come later on in the summer we'll have some beautiful big parsnips from in here. We've got some melons here as well. I really enjoyed my melon last year. I grew one melon plant and it produced two, one better than the other. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the melons this year. These garlics in here, I mean, I just put my hand down into the soil the other day and sort of dug around to feel the cloves, and they look good. They're falling over a bit now and they feel brilliant. They're starting to break up into individual cloves, which is exactly what you want. But I checked a couple of them and one of them hasn't, so I'm going to leave them a little bit longer. And then, yeah, I don't think that'll be too much longer before they come out. A few little onions dotted around there as well. Just had some bonus ones. So, well, I was in the polytunnel the other day and I found a very, very welcoming surprise. And I don't even think my mum behind the camera knows about this surprise. But we have a blueberry on the blueberry bush. And like I said before, these guys come from Poundland. And I think I paid $1.50 per plant. And they're looking fantastic. And look at this little blueberry in here. Look at that. There's only one on the plant. Yeah, there's only one on this plant. But I tell you what, when you have that singular piece of fruit or whatever, berry, that really makes you enjoy it more. And I'm now going to give this a try, and I can't wait. Just double make sure it's a blueberry. Oh, it tastes weird. You try a bit of my blueberry. Tell me if you think that's a blueberry. I think that is. That is a blueberry, thank God for that. So yeah, that's our first blueberry of the year. Again, only one, but that's to be expected. I think these take a few years to be able to get a good crop off of them. Done? Am I in it? Well, tomatoes. I don't think you can get enough of them. There's nothing like a homegrown tomato, and we've got all them ones in the other polytunnel, but in this one, we've got another 8 plants. Again, few different varieties. We've got Cherry Baby at the back here. We've got a variety at the front here, which I'm extremely excited about because I've heard very good things about it, and that is Sun Gold. Little, like, yellowy tomatoes, but meant to be very nice. And then at the end here, I do believe we have Shirley, so they're meant to be a bit of a bigger tomato. So hopefully we'll get quite a lot of tomatoes this year, and I think we're going to be making a bunch of pasta sauces and things like that, put in the freezer so then we can enjoy the taste of summer in the winter, which would be great. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other areas outside. Wow, it's like a jungle. Tell you, I think I need to cut some of this back because my raspberries are just growing mental. I mean, I think this is like their, is it their 3rd year, I think? No, man, that might be a bit give and take, 3rd year. Well, let's just say it's definitely getting on for their 3rd year. And these guys are growing like crazy. There's a few little like flower things coming on. But yeah, hopefully we'll get a big old crop of raspberries. And I haven't thinned them out as much as I did last year. I've left them a little bit thicker this year because I feel like they can deal with that from what I saw last year. I'm actually a little bit annoyed about these garlic. Now the chickens like to be in these beds and there's not really a whole load I can do about that other than putting some netting over the top. I don't really want to do that here. But anyway, the garlic, I mean, it's sort of been squished down quite a lot. There is a couple still standing. But again, I don't think that'll be long until I harvest these, simply because I don't think they're going to grow much like that. So I'm probably better off to pull them out and just use them as they are, even if they're not fully developed to cloves yet. In here we have some shallots. Now I think I put these in, that was right early when I put these in. In fact, that was so early, that's the first thing I put in, and I didn't even write the date down, which I have for everything else. So I think these went in like February time, and I mean, they're doing all right. They've started to try and flower though. Now you can use these in your salads and things, a bit like garlic scapes you can use in your cooking, but I've read online that it should be fine that they're flowering, and they should still bulb up a bit. So hopefully we'll get some nice shallots out of these, but I'll just keep picking these flowers off because I don't want them flowering. I don't want them putting their energy into it. I want their energy to go into the bulbs. But yeah. In this one, like I said, it's a brand new bed we made, and we've just put in our strawberry plants that we had dotted around the place. So again, we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping some runners will come off of these and we can really fill this up over the next couple years or so. Well, we absolutely love potatoes, and I think you'll find that out during this tour, because this is not the only potato bed. This potato bed is my main potato bed for my main crops, and we're actually growing a variety called Sapo Miro in here this year. It's usually Desiree, but yeah, they're doing all right. I'm seeing a few flowers on them, and again, I'm just going to hill them up again soon. I'm just waiting for a little bit of dry weather to do that before I hill them. Over here we've got some uncovered carrots. Now the reason why I say uncovered is because of carrot fly. Now I'm doing them as sort of a little bit of a trial, just to see if it is possible to grow carrots here without a cover. As a cover is not a very natural thing to have. But we'll see how they do. Again, a bonus bed. If we get harvest out of it, brilliant. If we don't, then no worries. I'm also not thinning those guys out because that will release the smell of carrots and that will draw the carrot fly in. So I'm just going to leave them as is. We may get some smaller ones, we may get a few bigger ones. Over here to this jungle, we've got the main strawberry bed. This has got the big bad boy plants in it, and these are Elon. I feel like they're an F1 variety. But yeah, they are growing absolutely mega. And I think down here we've got our very first strawberry of the year. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pluck this one off. It's pretty much there. To be honest, I just don't think I can wait. Let's just give it a go. But here's the beautiful bit. Mega. That was just a tiny little bit, but it was so good, and I'm looking forward to these guys now. Cool. Well, again, another jungle. Everything just seems to be growing a lot. I think it's the combination of the rain and well, I would say the heat, but we haven't had too much heat. But yeah, these guys are growing absolutely mega. We've got a few tubs of first and second earlies again. They went in a little bit later than the ones in the polytunnel. We've got a few pots of main crop as well. I'm looking forward to those because harvesting in pots is apparently easier. So we'll see how much easier that is, and I'll tell you what I think. And we've also got some Desirees at the back here. Now they were leftover potatoes from last year that I grew in the bed, which I'll show you a minute ago. And they, I'm no joke, each potato was about that big that I put in. and I just thought, well, bonus, them guys are growing bigger and stronger than the ones in the tub. So hey ho, we'll have to see if we get any big potatoes off of them. Right, we'll go take a look at another potato bed just real quick. We'll just have a quick look. Right, follow me around here through the jungle. Jungle of food. Well, this bed is absolutely mega. Look at the growth on these. Now, these are Desiree. These are the ones that I always grow, and that seem to grow the best for me. Now, I didn't grow them in my main crop because I wanted to try the Sarpos, like I said. But anyway, yeah, Desirees, here we are. Bit of work has gone into these. Digging, mounding, hilling them up, that sort of thing. But yeah, I've not really done too much watering on them. So they've sort of done their own thing. Right, we'll go take a look at the big old patch. I need to strim around them. I ran out of battery. Well, I think since last time you saw me in this area, I think everything looks a lot bigger. If you go take a look at the last one, if you haven't already, and then take a look at this, you'll see a massive difference. Now, again, we haven't harvested any of the spring onions yet, but I tell you what, I don't think it'll be long, because I'm seeing a few bigger ones in there. But we got the beetroot back here, a growing mega. We'll take a quick look at that, and the sweet corn. Let's go take a quick look at everything. So the beetroot, I mean, from the tops they look fantastic, and I mean when I peer down in between, I am seeing them bulb up a little bit. I'm not seeing a lot of bulbing, and one thing that you've got to be a bit careful for is weeds in between your beetroot, because they just, you can't see them because they're so thick of growth on top. And now for the sweet corn. These guys are all growing like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and I think it's because they're a bit undercover here with the trees, but hopefully they'll grow all right. And they have grown quite a bit since we've put them in, I do believe. Now, I'm not too sure how tall these varieties grow, but I'm guessing they're a taller growing variety. These are Northern Extra Sweet, I do believe. So yeah, we'll see how they go. I think there's about 40 plants there. So I do love my sweet corn, hence why there's so many. And on a nice dry day, I need to get through here and just with the hoe and just do a little bit of hoeing. Never hoe on a wet day because the weeds may survive. Well, the lettuce, this stuff just doesn't seem to stop growing. Honestly, I could pick this I bet every day and there'd be another leaf for the next day. And again, I need to get picking this. I picked all the lettuce in the polytunnel the other day, and we're inundated. We've not got much room in the fridge left, and again, we got more. So it's like never ending. We got more lettuce up here as well. So I think I'll, yeah. I'm growing some heads of lettuce here though, so hopefully they'll be okay. I'm seeing a little bit of damage on these, but it's probably because of the rain, you know, and the slugs and that. And something that we did try the other day, which was very different for us anyway, is we tried one of these. And take a look at this. Well, we tried one of these, and you're probably wondering what one of these is. I've got to remind myself. These are turnip silky sweets. And yeah, an interesting taste they were. The way we cooked our turnip silky sweets was we took the green off of them, then we sliced off each end to make sure they were kind of cleanish, and then we peeled them, give them a real quick rinse, and then we just sliced them up into thick slices. And then we boiled them for about 10 minutes, and once they're boiled for about 10 minutes, we then took them off the heat, drained them, and had a nice hot pan of butter, and then we just literally turned them over a couple of times and made them go nice and brown, and that's what we did. One last thing, they were absolutely delicious, and I will be growing them again next year, so always try something new, you never know. Again, parsnips in here seems to be doing all right. Not really doing much to them at the minute. It's raining enough, they got enough water, and yeah, they all seem okay. Again, there's not too many weeds growing in here. No dig is really good for sort of preventing weeds. There's actually a lot of mushrooms growing in here that I've just seen. A lot of mushrooms, but they'll be working with the plants to make the plants stronger, because that's what mushrooms do. And again, carrots here as well. Sorry, I was weeding. Again, in here we've got some onions. Now these onions are white onions. They seem to be doing really well, because when we go take a look at the red onions, you'll see the difference between the white and the red onions. And here is some garlic. Now this garlic will probably be harvested within the next month or two, which is very exciting, because that will free up a load more space for me to put a load more plants in. Again, with no dig, you can grow 2 crops in 1 year. I mean, you can do it with dig as well, but it's a lot more prolific with no dig. And soon I'll be prodding around in here and taking a look at the bulbs to see if they've separated, just like I did in the polytunnel. And something that's really interesting with these garlic actually is this is garlic that I bought from seed, as seed garlic, and this garlic right here, which looks really strong and big and growing well, is garlic that I actually got from Tesco's a couple years ago, and I've been growing it for the last 2 or 3 years, and in the same, you know, soil, in the same area at this house, and it seems to be growing so much better than the seed garlic, which is very interesting. As you can see on this label, I've labelled it my garlic, so yeah, that is my homegrown, home saved seed. So that's certainly interesting, and like I said, that's the difference. They're a lot more spindly and not growing so well. Right, and well, like I said, these guys are not growing nowhere near as well, but this is the red onions. Again, not doing too well, but hey ho, hopefully we'll get some red onions out of it. Well, if these onions don't necessarily grow very well, we actually got a very good farmer locally to us, which we get our onions from, and some other bits and pieces too. So big shout out to Nicholas for that. Right, and here we've got a few peas, and these peas are going to be left alone and just not touched. No one's picking them, nothing like that, and they are for seed. And I'll be showing you our peas to eat in just a second. More weeds. I need to get out here with the hoe. I need a dry day. Golden beetroot. We haven't ever tried it, so I thought, well, I'll put some in, and as you can see, I've done quite a bit actually, but it'll be worth trying it. And it's a different colour on the plate, and something that, like I said, again, one of them bonus crops. I do about 2 bonus crops a year if I can, random things that I don't know if we'll eat or not, and sometimes they turn out to be good, a bit like the turnips. Right, in here we've got a few leeks. I wish I'd have planted more leeks, to be perfectly honest, but there's a nice section here of leeks, and I do believe they're going to take quite a while to grow. We'll probably be harvesting them very late summer, if not, I think winter. I think they do take quite a while, so we'll see. Some more beetroot. I grew some spares, again, just to dot around, and they were the leftovers, so I thought, well, I'll pop them there and see how they get on. This is my very, very large bean tower. This is for runner beans, and the runner beans are coming up on this side, and they're also coming up on this side. So we'll see if they, well, I'm going to put some string and hopefully train them up. And I've got to make this a bit more sturdy, but yeah, hopefully we'll have a lot of runner beans. And like I promised a few minutes ago, I'm going to be showing you the peas. And well, here we have it. These are the peas. We've got some sugar snap peas here, and then along here we have a variety called Meteor, which I do believe is for depodding and taking out the individual peas and then freezing them for a later date, or eating them fresh. Either way, whatever you like to do. And finally, in this area we have the brassica bed. Now in here we've got a mixture of different brassicas, and I will see if I can run you through them now. We've got cauliflower here, I do believe. We've got broccoli in this section. We've got Brussels sprouts in this section. And then we've got some purple cabbage in this section, which I'm a massive fan of. And then we've got some Swedes for carrot and swede mash. That's the reason why I'm growing them, for carrot and swede mash. I can't wait. Have you grown yet? No. Blueberries. A big sturdy planter for some blueberries, and there's only one bush in here, but look at the growth on that. Is compared to what it was when it first went in, it was like this tall, and now it's just grown a hell of a lot. So hopefully I think that'll be a couple of years before we get a few blueberries off of it, and then I think around about the 4-year mark we might be getting quite a few blueberries off of it. So yeah. Let's take a look at these. Now I was trimming the other day and I've ran out of battery, so I had to put the batteries on charge, so hence why the grass is a bit long around this area. But these are blackberries, and they've produced these gigantic flowers which don't look like flowers anymore, and hopefully we'll get some gigantic blackberries off of them. So there's one there, and then there's also one here, and yeah, so 2 blackberry plants. Again, I need string around here. I ran out of battery, like I said, got an excuse. The raspberries. Again, we like raspberries. We love raspberry jam, especially me. Again, all the way along the row, they are coming alive. We got plant stems coming out from the bottom where we popped the bare roots in, and then we've got, you know, that's all the way along. Some of these guys are monsters. Well, this guy is an absolute beast. Look how thick that stem is. Crazy. And there's a lot of thorns on there, so hopefully that'll keep away the I don't know, like the squirrels and things from eating it. And I've just been told, oh my god, we have raspberries. As Jeremy would say, I did a thing. Here's raspberries, look at those. Oh yes. Right. Well, that's a good sign. Raspberries on a raspberry plant. At least we didn't get scammed. Plums and pear tree. You can see the bees this time. We had to block it out last time because we didn't want to spoil it. The orchard is becoming an orchard. It's got trees with fruit. Look at the fruit. Might get demonetized for them ones. Yeah, fruit. And yeah, there's about, I can see 4 on there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can also see a snail. And I don't want him eating our fruit. So goodbye. We've got another plum. I'm not going to run you through them all because I did that before. But yeah, we've got the plants. doing a thing. More fruit trees. And even more. Chickens. Well, welcome to the very ancient looking pear tree. Yeah, I think this thing's quite old, but it's a good one. We got lots of pears growing on here, and I don't think I've ever shown you this before, but this was here when we first moved here, and hopefully one day our pear trees will look a bit like this. This thing is absolutely loaded, and I pruned this last year. I got some cutters and pruned the top of it and the sides and stuff, and I mean, it seems to be doing just fine. Hopefully we'll get a few pears off of here like we did last year. We had a massive box of them, huge great box. But I tell you what, if you've got pear trees and you don't know a lot about pears, they don't actually ripen on the tree. So you've got to take them off the tree when you think they look ready and pop them inside, and they'll ripen up for you. More fruit trees, 3 of them. Well, here we have an abundance of cherries. These are all cherry trees all the way along here, and there's a big old cherry tree over here which has been here since we've moved here, so that is absolutely mega. And let's take a look at how many cherries are on it. Wow, look at that. Well, there's certainly an abundance of cherries on here. I'm looking forward to this. We made some cherry jam last year, and it was very nice. So hopefully we can go and make some more this year. But anyway, that is it for today for the garden tour. I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at the progress in the garden and what is happening. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.